There are 15 stages to the Seder. The very first one is Kadesh, which is also the first of the Daled Kosot, of the four cups that we drink at the night of the Seder. Interestingly, in the Mishnah, the idea of the four cups of the Seder is thrown at us suddenly when we learn in the opening Mishnah of Arvei Psachim that even a poor person has to have at least four cups of wine. There's no explanation for it in the Mishnah. Later in the Gemara, on Daf Kuftet Amud Bet, we learned that it was a takana, that the four cups of wine are a rabbinic decree, and yet still no reason yet. The Rambam gives the simplest of all reasons that the four cups serve to structure the night of the Seder into four distinct parts, two before the meal and the next one afterwards. And yet the most famous response is offered by the Yerushalmi, that the four cups of wine correspond to the Daled Lishonot Geulam, V'hotzeti, v'itzalti, v'ga'alti, v'lakachti, the four terminologies of redemption themselves. Just as each one of these aspects of redemption adds to the one before it, so too explains the Netziv the impact of wine on a person. Every successive cup also has an increase in impact. And yet that's not the only reason offered in the Yerushalmi, because the Yerushalmi also suggests that the four cups might be reminiscent of the four cups that Yosef dealt with when he was interpreting the dreams in prison. In a sense, the four cups are the way we began our story in Egypt. And there's yet a third possibility, and that is that the four cups are the opposite of the four cups of redemption, but are rather the four cups of calamity that will befall the nations of the world, as mentioned in Sefer Yeshayahu. When we turn to the Medrash suggests that the four cups are reminiscent of the four gezerot, the four separate and growingly intense decrees that Pharaoh made against the Jewish people in Egypt, where the Bnei Yissaschar suggests that it's about the four nations of the world who will oppress us, the Kasdim, Madai, the Yavanim, and Edom, Rome itself. Finally, the Gemara in Bavli explains in Brachot that the four cups might represent the four types of people who need to give hoda'ah, who need to either in the times of the Beit HaMikdash offer a korban todah, or now actually bench gomel, the people who have crossed deserts, who have been released from captivity, who have crossed over the sea, or have been cured from a significant illness. The four cups are all symbolic of something. Precisely what the symbolism is may be as simple, though, as feeling a sense of freedom, which may be the reason why the Mishnah begins by referring to the poor person having to drink four cups. Because on the night of the Seder, we all experience that sense of Geulam. It's the Leil Shimurim, it's the night when we feel safe, the night when we're able to recall HaKadosh Baruch Hu's protection and salvation of our people. And even at times when we haven't been safe, it's the night when we drink the four cups that we feel safe in knowing that the salvation will come, just as it came for the Jews at the time of Mitzrayim.